I don't know what's in the water over at Blue Lock HQ, but Ego seems to have personally hacked into everyone's Google Calendar and scheduled a midlife crisis for the entire cast. From Rin getting spiritually violated by a monk with a stick, to Reo realizing that heartbreak cardio is a real thing, and even Sindao getting dropped into the Lion King with no warning. They've got a lot to talk about. If you enjoyed today's overview of Blue Lock Chapter 305 and want to support the channel or stay up to date with the series, make sure to subscribe, comment below your thoughts, and even join the community Discord link down below. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and thank you so much for tuning in. Also, sorry again for how I sound, I'm still very sick. Blue Lock Chapter 305, titled X23, begins with a full first page of Henri looking wholesome as hell. In one hand, she's holding a drink and chopsticks, and in the other, a plate of special late-night yakisobe that she made for Ego. People always yap about how she and Ego don't really have a strong dynamic together, but this chapter low-key shifts that towards the green a bit. It's subtle, but it adds a little heart to their interaction. As Ego is frantically typing away at his keyboard, he tells Henri to just leave the meal on the counter while she watches him with a worried expression. She even asks if he's okay, pointing out how he's been working late nights recently and thinking to herself that his eye bags have gotten darker and worse. Now that's something I can relate to this man on, so Ego might be running a new Egoist League YouTube channel on top of everything. Who knows? Ego of course just shrugs it off and says he's fine though. He explains that he's been writing letters and putting together training plans for the 23 Blue Lock Japan players, and on top of that, things just keep piling up. As he keeps typing, Henri asks where he's sending the players during these next 2 weeks off. Ego responds with a question instead. In what order do you prepare the dishes when you cook? Henri explains her process, how she thinks about the meal, then buys the ingredients based on that plan and cooks it, and Ego says that's exactly his approach to winning the U-20 World Cup. Over the next 2 weeks, he's going to help each of these egoists find their missing ingredients to become players capable of becoming #1. As we then see Shohei Bado looking down at his letter, it reads, "Go there if you want to become king again." He looks up at a university sign, clearly wondering what Ego is scheming. Before he can even take it in, voices call out from behind, Bado from Blue Lock, and when he turns his head, he sees these huge-ass football players smiling in his face. Each of them look like they could bench press a horse, and they're double or even triple Bado's size. They seem to be American football players, and they'll be training Bado for the next 2 weeks. I have a video that I'm hoping to release later today that breaks down how each player can improve from their unique environment, so I won't deep dive into that here. Just know that Bado looks absolutely stunned by this detour though, and it's safe to say he's gonna come out stronger than ever. Cutting over to Makoto Bachara's note, it reads, "Learn by teaching. Feel your childhood self." As he looks up and sees an elementary school, it seems like our favorite dribbler is about to be surrounded by like-minded individuals, both intellectually and maturity-wise. Walking into the building, he sees a kid peeking his head out from a door who instantly recognizes him as the Bachara and waves at him excitedly. With no time to react, 12 more children swarm Bachara like Call of Duty zombies and start freaking out over how cool he is, begging him to teach them how to play football. Their poor teacher is in the background trying to control the chaos, while Bachara just grins and sings out happily, clearly loving the energy. Moving on to Chigure Hyoma, we see him swimming laps in a pool while his note reads, "Throw away your legs and become a fish." As he surfaces from the water looking like Ariel from The Little Mermaid, Ego continues narrating, saying Chigure needs to train his heart and lungs to support his incredible speed. It's a great for him physically, but I still worry about that fragile leg of his. As for Chigure's edgy best friend Kunigami, his connection to the dark side only grows stronger. He's seen boxing inside of a gym with a sparring partner, training in full combat mode. His note reads, "Kunigami Rinsuke, your answer lies in combat. Become the strongest warrior with your body." This man is straight up training like Robert Pattinson for Batman, and I'm praying he doesn't get converted to a pocketing center back. Ego has to have better plans than that. Now for my personal favorite and future husband, Shiro Ryuze. This man is literally jumping out of a plane. Yeah, skydiving. Ego told him to just indulge in his freedom type ego and go wild. His note literally says verbatim, "Do everything you want to try before you die. Blue Lock will cover the cost." I can only hope he doesn't mean literal death, because while he's sending Kunigami to throw hands, he's telling Shido that it's wraps for him. Should I be scared for Shido? Once again switching perspectives though, we find ourselves outside of a traditional Japanese temple, with none other than PXG's other ace striker, Rin Itoshi. Deep in meditation, sitting in complete silence, he's laser focused on 2 people who seem to haunt his ego, Isagi Yoichi and his own brother Itoshi Sai. Ego's note to Rin tells him to take a deep look into his ego, but if you know anything about this dude, it's that self-reflection is not exactly his strong suit. Losing focus for just a second, Rin gets smacked over the head with a stick by what looks to be the temple master. Not only that, but the man actually smiles and giggles like it's just some friendly tap on the head. His ego continues his note explaining that destruction alone isn't a desire. We immediately see Rin prove that point by lunging at the old man in frustration. He's now been smacked 49 previous times, and somehow still hasn't figured out that meditation requires actual chill. Bro needs to lock in, you are not Tanjiro and this is not a flashback arc. Finally, we cut to the private training facility inside of the Mikage Corporation, where Ryo is going through it. He's sprinting hard on a treadmill while staring straight ahead at a monitor, his mind replaying Nagi's words about him being too reliant. You can tell Ryo is in emotional hell, because whatever music is playing in that gym has to be either cigarettes after sex or boa. There is no way he's listening to anything upbeat in that state. If you have any good songs y'all want to put me on, by the way, please drop them down below. Music is pretty much my entire life. Anyways, Ryo then finishes up his run by stumbling and falling onto the mat behind him, completely out of breath. As he lies there, he wonders if things would have been different if he and Nagi had changed earlier. He always pictured them going through life side by side, but now, it's just painful and lonely. Right on cue, his maid Baya opens the door and informs him that his letter and special training materials have arrived. Only someone like Ryo would have their Blue Lock order delivered just like room service. The letter reads, "You're a special soldier of Blue Lock. Become a master copy of everyone that's left. You still have a path to become number 1. As Ryo reads the letter, Baya hands him an SD card that he plugs into the monitor. What appears on the screen is basically an archive of every second of gameplay from all of the remaining Blue Lock Japan players. Ryo begins to wonder why he was chosen for this mission, but come on now, you're literally a copy and paste machine with a private home gym. This was your destiny. Baya has her doubts about this though, as she says that despite Ryo's physical gift, the task of mastering all of this footage in just 14 days seems impossible. But Ryo, now shown with his text bubbles completely blacked out to reflect his inner fire, declares that he'll do it anyway. He says that right now, training his body and sharpening his focus is way better than sitting around and thinking about his ex-boyfriend Nagi. He locks him with aura radiating from his eye, because if there's one thing the ego Jinpachi always delivers on, it's meaning that hits way deeper than words. The next 2 pages give us a quick montage of the rest of the Blue Lock 23 starting their own special training routines, each of them fired up to become the star of the U-20 World Cup. As I said earlier, I'll do a full deep dive into their setups in a video later today or tomorrow, but for now, let's just break down what we see. First up is Tabito Karasu, sprinting through the mountains like he's channeling the same training energy we saw from Kunigami last chapter. Meanwhile, Otoya is in the metaverse playing Five Nights at Freddy's VR, probably preparing himself for the next time he gets jump scared by a dogshit Spanish team offering him a position. Raichi and Aryu are both practicing martial arts, while Kyorajin is jumping across rooftops like a parkour expert trying to unlock a balance buff. Kurona is running alongside a dog like he's in a Nike commercial. Nanase is working on ambidexterity using chopsticks, and Sendao, this man actually got sent into Sahara Africa to hunt lions. Ego either wants him to die or he's secretly training him to become the hitman who will take Nagi Seishiro out. Realistically, he's probably just playing paintball though, it's just a joke. The next set of characters include Yo Hiyori, who's quietly playing games, more than likely building a statue of Isagi in Minecraft. Nico is lifting weights to get jacked, probably to get inspired by that one fan art that turned him into a monster. Gagamato is playing baseball to hone his reflexes, while Fukaku Gen is literally sitting under a freezing waterfall like he's unlocking his final form. Gagamato probably already got enough nature training from his everyday life, but it looks like Fukaku Gen is being put through the ringer. Yukimiya meanwhile looks like he's training for a live-action Demon Slayer adaptation. Oliver Aiku's off somewhere filing his taxes and embracing his retirement era, and Zantetsu is just running solo sprints, probably trying to level up his acceleration to the level of Wally West. And then, on the final page, we get this wholesome little moment with Henri again. She's passed out on her desk, and it turns out the ego wrote her a letter too. Instead of a mission or a training regimen, it's just a sweet and ego-coded thank you note. He writes, "Your yakisobi was delicious. Make sure to sleep properly in your own room. Great job. Fuck off." Somehow that last line feels more heartfelt than anything he's ever said to the players. His ego munches on his noodles in the dark like an alternate reality L. He reflects that every single player in Blue Lock is a striker at heart. He doesn't want to kill that instinct. He wants to sharpen it and push it even further, because the chemical reaction of 23 egoists all striving to be number 1 will be the spark that forms a new Blue Lock and takes Japan to the top of the world. And with that, the chapter ends. Chapter 306, titled Hello, is expected to drop with leaks on Saturday, June 7th, and the official release with it will be coming Tuesday, June 10th. I have no idea what to expect based on the title, but a few theories come to mind. Maybe we'll finally check in on Isagi and see how he's doing with his World Cup reviews. Maybe we'll get a time skip showing the end of their training. Or, if the Twitter timeline has its way, Itoshi-sai might finally make his return. Whatever happens next, drop your theories down below because I really love reading every single one of them. Thanks again for tuning in and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, or join the community Discord link down below. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon with that video talking about each Blue Locker's training regimen.